Good morning, all. So, I am gonna do a little bit of a live this morning. You'll have to excuse my hair. It's never pretty in the morning. It's not pretty on a good day after lots of work. Anyway, I wanted to do the Flawless 4 this morning because the crunch is on. You need to get this deal before it is gone. Today is the 21st, so we have like 9 days left. So I am going to just kind of highlight a couple of things. See here, I have some discoloration. And over here, it's hard to tell in this light, I know. But if you look, you can see that it's there. That's me worshiping the sun all those years. Looked great then, not so much now. I've also already gone in and done my morning routine, including a little uplift serum in here. Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is the Glorious Touch. This is a primer. You put this on, and I don't know if you've noticed on my webpage, but I did post Ella, who is a Black Status presenter who did a great demonstration on an orange with primer, without primer. And of course, our skin isn't like an orange, but it does have those porous tendencies to it. So if you didn't see that, check it out. Okay, so there's my primer. Less is more, especially with mature skin, but I just throw that on. And what this will do is give you a nice canvas to work on. So you let that sit for 5 minutes. Generally, this is where I would go and brush my teeth and stuff like that. I want to just make sure my hair flattening iron is on here. But yeah, this is where I would take 5 minutes and I would go and brush my teeth and that sort of thing. Maybe make a fresh coffee, whatever. Right now, what I'm going to do is set a timer for 5 minutes and talk to you a little bit about Younique. So, in a nutshell, here's what happened. I had been hearing, as we all have, I'm sure, about fiber lashes. And you know, I'd come across a couple of things in drugstores to make your lashes longer and fuller and thicker and all of that stuff. And I had there was one I think I paid $26 for at a mall, at a Shoppers Drug Mart in Brantford. One time I was there visiting my daughter. And I dropped that and said, let's give it a go. And it was decent. Wasn't bad at all, you know. One tube, just away you go. And yeah, it was okay. But eventually I come across my friend Becky was asking me to host a party. So okay, fine. So I hosted a party for her. Sorry, I think Patty hosted one first. And I may have bought the lashes from her. Anyway, I liked it. And $35. Sure. All right. I paid almost that for the one in the drugstore. And this way I was helping Patty to earn some rewards. When you host a party, you get half price and full free items based on how much your party sells. So if it's a qualifying party, which means 200 points, roughly $200 in sales generated, boom. I usually, in a barely qualifying party, you'll see about $25 and a half price item. So when I hosted a party, I was really excited to try the Uplift Serum for the circles and bags under my eyes. So I hosted a party. It qualified. And I bought the serum at half price. So, I discovered that I was actually really kind of loving this product line all the way across the board. Um, attended a few parties, my sister and my sister-in-law, things like that. I would buy a little something from everybody's party, basically just to help them out. But as I was doing that, I was discovering that this was really quality makeup. And I've never been a huge makeup girl. But as I get older, my skin needs attention. So really what I was after was the skincare. And as as a, an addition to that, if I could put some lightweight, paraben-free, some is vegan, some is gluten-free. It's not heavy. It allows your skin to breathe, all of that good stuff. If I could put some of that makeup on my face every morning and hide the damage that I'd done to my skin over the year, why would I not? So next thing you know, I'm looking at the Presenter's Kit, and I'm looking at it going, it's got this in it, and 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 this in it. And that's an awful lot of stuff for $119. So I said, yes, please. Hey, Becky, how do I get this kit? No intention yet of selling. None. But I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? This is really good stuff. Who can't use a few extra bucks? Who can't use a little something on the side of that stressful job to just have fun with? It's a direct selling company. It's mostly done on Facebook and Pinterest and Instagram and Twitter and things like that. You're really just networking with people, and in ways, the product is selling itself. You're just one of the middlemen. But I was thinking about it while I was waiting for my kit, and then the kit arrived. And I started to use some of the products that I hadn't used yet, and I was sold. So I started a launch party. I had 2 girls from work do parties. I've got 3 parties lined up for May. I've joined a bunch of Facebook groups where I've learned all sorts of good stuff and tips and tricks, and I am really just having fun. So anyway, that's the primer. Set, done. It's been 5 minutes. You heard my timer. So let's go on to the next step of the Flawless 4. So everybody will do this a little bit different. I'm still kind of playing a little bit to find exactly what I want. But I'm taking the concealer. And this one is in... I always have trouble when I don't have my glasses on yet. Velour. This one's Velour. And Satin is the foundation I'm going to use afterwards. So anyway, this stuff will last you virtually forever. This, you don't need very much at all. See what I'm doing here? Can you see it? Or is it? There. See that? All right. So I'm going to do a little bit of an under eye thing. And I just start with brushing it on. This, I've done 2 different ways. Well, more than 2 different ways, but 2 different methods for what I'm opting to do here. One is I want to hide those bags, right? So technically you go a little darker in your concealer for that. But I've found that as I've been using the Uplift Serum and different things like that, I actually can afford to hide a little less and play a little more with highlighting. So I've taken a blending bud and I've wet it and really squeezed that out. So it's just really damp. And then I go in with that and I just kind of blend, and I'm blending by pushing it in. Okay. I'm not wiping it off, moving it around. I'm literally pushing it in. And that primer has kept, has put a base on and given me a palette that I'm working on, not into, right? Okay, so just have done that. And then I'm going to shake the heck out of my foundation. Unscrew the lid, push it out. Okay, and then shake, shake, shake. And really shake this stuff up. Depending on the shade that you use, each shade has different pigments in it, obviously. And I understand the darker ones are thicker. I have a one in Velvet, which will be kind of my summer shade. And it's much thicker than the satin that I've just gotten. But my non-tanned months, the velour, or the Velvet was just too dark. So there we are. So then I'm going to take this foundation brush. See how it has recessed bristles? Yeah, it doesn't sit in your brush. It literally sits on your brush. I'm going to put some of this in here. And we are 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 5 today just for good measure, but you can usually get away with 4. And there you go. Okay, so then you just start pumping that into place, and nice in, blend around, and it does not take much. It will last you, I think I've heard some say anywhere from 3 to 6 months. They've had theirs for. When you're using it only 4 drops at a time, please, hello. It's gonna last, right? Okay, so down into the neck real good. And this stuff is kind of, it kind of reads your skin in the way that it will match within a couple of shades either way. Oh, got a little redness going on there today. Anyway, so I don't know if you can see, but those spots that I was talking about, this really, really helps to blend it in and get rid of it. Speaking of blend, back to the blending bud. And just push it in a bit to blend it with that damp. Okay. And I actually think what I'll do today is go in a little bit with that darker concealer I talked about, which is Velvet. It's horrible that suddenly I have to, wear glasses in order to read the backs of bottles. Craziness. Anyway. And the bud. So, Flawless 4. So you have the primer. Let that sit for 5 minutes. You have the liquid foundation and the concealer. Whether you're using the concealer first, second, third, whatever you want to do at whatever place. It's great for It's gone now. The foundation has covered it up, but I had this little red spot this morning. Use the concealer on that too. If you have a bit of a breakdown or breakout, the fine lines and things like that. If you're using a lighter highlighter, concealer, you can highlight these little areas in here, right? So that's the Flawless 4. Before I leave you and move on to the next step, because I'm going to go make a coffee and then I'll tape my next step, I'm going to throw on my Sculpting Trio, okay? This is a contouring and highlighting kit, and it comes with the pictures of what you should be using where, right? There you go. See that? So I also invested in the brush for that. This one is great for the contouring, and this one for the highlighting. So, all right. So in that first one, it's very creamy, so you have to really kind of get it on there. And this is where you're going to use the darker tones, so the shadows. So you're going to have, and I'm going to have my bangs down anyway, but you're going to have shadows up here, right? I can't look in the tablet when I do this. I have to look up into the mirror, so you'll have to forgive me. And the sides of your nose, put some shadows in there, right? Elongate that nose a little bit. And of course, down here, right? Get some cheekbones into that aging face there. My hair out of the way. And lastly, why not do this? Down around that jawline. Make your jaw come forward. The thing about contouring, dark, is shadows. Highlights, of course, are highlights. So anything that you darken, you're going to push back, and anything that you highlight, you're going to kind of pull forward, right? So yeah, so down there, and then into the highlighting one. Load that brush up because this is more of a powdery, okay? And you're going to do this. The long of your nose, a little bit on the Cupid's bow there, your chin. A little bit up here, right? There we go. And then on this last one, it's kind of a shimmery. It's a little creamy, so you want to load up that brush again. And this, just a little bit here to kind of shine up them cheekbones, right? And there we go. So that's the Sculpting Trio. So already this morning you've seen my Flawless 4, which is a must-have, okay? And I have comparisons. You can buy the MAC and the Urban Decay and all of those things, and you can pay, we're competitive in pricing in a lot of cases. We're within, you know, several bucks type thing. But for longevity, and coverage, you know, like, we last longer. You need just a little bit to go a long way. So I'm going to go make a coffee, and I've got my base of the face on, and I'll come back and see y'all in a minute and figure out what I'm going to do with these brows, eyes, and lips. Thank you.